Today I'm in the home workshop looking at recovering some very badly corroded NM16 contactors. These are used in the Class 50 as the control for the rad fan speed and a number of other applications. A contactor is basically a powered switch, and what you have is a switch mechanism which you can see at this end here, and I can operate that by hand, and to make it operate there is a black coil, and you can see the electrical connection there on the side of it down here. So this here is the coil. You put the current through that coil and it will then pull, by magnetism it will pull in the switch. You can see the bit that gets attracted here where the dead spider is. So these three units were on this board, and I've started work to recover them, clean them up, make sure they function. So here we now have the one that I've cleaned up. I'll stand back a bit. I can connected up the electrical supply, and you can see in the background the power supply up in the top right hand corner. That power supply, when it's energized, should give a current reading of about 1/4 of an amp, and the contactor should close. So we'll try this one. I have a little switch down here in the foreground which I can operate, and there you go, you can see the mechanism moving. And if we look at the power supply, there you go, 0.257 amps, so that's just over 1/4 of an amp, so that's absolutely fine. And if I switch it off, there you go, it drops back out again. I've had to mount it on this piece of plastic chocolate block just to give it a bit of support, otherwise it doesn't actually move very far when you're operating it if you let it sit flat to the table. Okay, so this one was in the same condition as those others when I started earlier today. Bit of disassembly, a bit of lubrication, and then a test, and here we go. If this contactor had actually been carrying current on its main circuit as well as just through the coil, then as these two contacts here opened, there would have been a big flash. In order to stop that doing damage, these units are fitted with an arc chute. Now, an arc chute just breaks up the arc and prevents it doing damage to other bits of mechanisms or anything else hanging around, because occasionally bits of copper can come flying off. If you look at the two units that we started with, the one in the foreground hasn't got its arc chute on, it's off there to the left hand side, and the one behind, KFC2, has its arc chute fitted. So that's what they normally look like. They normally stand vertically. This, like the one that I was testing, this panel is just lying on its back. So I will now go and work and disconnect these others, clean them up to the same standard as the other one that I've shown you, and then hopefully they all three can go back into service. One little detail difference, the one that I've been showing you has not got any auxiliary contacts on it. Its application as KFC4, that's the one that gets the fan right to its highest speed, doesn't have any auxiliary contacts. These ones need to indicate back to the CU5 that they have operated, and so they have some auxiliary contact blocks which you can see wired here at the back here, and if these are operated by hand, you'll actually see that that mechanism operates those switches there that are at the bottom. Thank you for watching.